What's up everyone, JayzTwoCents here, and I'm wearing clothes that are way too big because I was working on the car. This video is not about computers. It is about my Nismo 370Z that I'm prepping for the track on October 29th. If you're not into that sort of stuff, move along to the next video. If you like car stuff or you're just bored, then stick around because who knows what's gonna happen. This is super old school, old style. Oh, flip on those things, the light. This is bringing it back.
Way back.
Way back, hey, we're at the house. And this isn't tech stuff. We're gonna talk about cars.
Vroom, vroom.
This car behind me is my 2010 Nissan 370Z NISMO edition. It's not a 350. I have not owned a 350 in like over 2 years. Fun fact, my cousin's name is Zedekiah, so we always called him Zed.
Yes, the hood is real carbon fiber. Everything on the car is real because it's a real Nismo. Real coconut monkey, real Nismo. It even says so right there.
So here's what we're doing today. We are gonna be changing the brakes. Oh my.
Oh god, I'm like slipping.
Well, okay, let's show them what's in there while it's heavy. We are gonna be installing some new DBA two-piece rotors.
And with those two-piece rotors, some matching DBA pads, because I do actually take my car to the track. It is too hot. It is like nearly 100 degrees Fahrenheit here right now in the middle of October. And I'm not putting on my coveralls. It is too hot for that. I've got some bad metallurgy going between the rotors I have on there and the pads I have on there right now. So they're two-piece. They're not a floating two-piece. So they are mounted, which means I don't get my brakes that hot. So I'm not worried about them not being a floating two-piece. This is a little bit about weight reduction because this is a heavy, fat, heavy car, just like its owner.
Those don't feel like any weight reduction after pulling it out of the trunk though.
I like how I chopped the rear wheel, but I forgot the car's so stiff. It lifts up evenly on the front and the rear. See that? I should have chalked the other wheel, huh?
It's okay. Good times, good times.
The popping's how you know you're raising it right. That's some fancy packaging right there. Technically, my wife bought me a pneumatic impact wrench, but she bought me a pneumatic impact wrench, and I don't have an air compressor yet. I always hear these stupid comments too, like, Jay, you need to get yourself some better wheels. These are forged Ray's engineering wheels. The only thing that sucks about them is the offset. So you can see we've got a little bit of a spacer here, a 15 mil spacer, which I could totally take off and wouldn't be a problem. But bro, these are Ray's. Ray's! You're not supposed to use an impact wrench on a non-impact socket, but you know, YOLO. Oh no.
I'll get it.
This is why I will always tell people, if you have an option of getting like real race brakes or Brembos, whatever, something that's got clamping calipers and not slider calipers, man, trust me, it is worth it. Because brakes, they just don't get any easier, I'm telling you. Put your thumb there so you don't lose this, because this is under pressure. Mm-hmm. And now we're gonna push this pin out that way, push that one out that way, pliers, pull that out. Remember, this is under pressure, so hold it. And now we can change our pads.
Oh, look at that.
Well, would you just look at it?
It's amazing.
Yeah, compared to doing, I mean, you don't have to take the caliper off or anything. So then we just take this and go like this, right?
I'm so used to pulling calipers out.
Like that. And there we go. Now we got our pads. There's lots of material left on these pads. There's actually 3 track days on these pads.
These are the MX-72s?
These are the MX-72s, the endless pads. The reason why we're changing these is there's actually a known metallurgy problem between the DBA rotors that I have and the pads. I've always wanted two-piece rotors, so I just decided to upgrade to the DBA 5000 series and went with DBA's own pad, which should then solve our issue, hopefully, because I still have to bed these in. So,
oh, that's gonna be fun.
Now I have to take off my hub-centric ring.
There you go.
I have to take off my caliper now, though. So there is no right or left with these rotors.
So you just put it on however, or whatever order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. So I grossly underestimated how many of my followers are actually into cars.
Well, you kind of have a million now, so.
Huh?
You kind of have a million of them now. Or a little
But
over.
even back in the day, I just assumed like, no one gives a shit about cars on my channel. We's all computer nerds. This is usually the time where the car followers I do have like to voice their opinion about my car. You know what the best part about my car is?
It's your car.
It's my car. It isn't your car. If you happen to be an F-body guy, or you happen to be a Mustang guy, that's fine. I really don't care.
Dang, it's such clear black.
One of the best part about two-piece rotors though is they just do look cool. What?
Vented rotors. First saw it, sorry, yeah. Dirt. That was fairly quick and painless.
I mean, everyone's got their opinion about wheel spacers, right? But what I like about wheel spacers is they at least hold on the rotor when I'm doing pad swaps and stuff. I mean, there's that. So the rotors are gonna be all flopping around sideways. Because I've got to retract the pistons now because I've got fresh pads, so their pads are thicker, which means the pistons have moved out over time. So I'm gonna push those back in. But at least this will hold the rotor flush against the hub without it being all crooked. The way I push in because you can't use a standard caliper retraction tool on these, which you would crank and push the piston in because the piston doesn't come apart. So what I tend to do is I take my rubber handles here, I push them in just like that. So you can see my piston, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, my pistons are pushing in. There they go. You see the piston moving in there? Aha! There's that one. And then I push it in the other way. And there. Can't help it, you're adorable.
Please don't leave that in.
So now I'm just gonna do that on the other side. And then we get to do the fun part where we have to go bed them in, which is heat them up and cool them down a few times. The only way to heat up the brakes is you gotta get going real fast. The best part about forged wheels is they're really light. So the coils I'm running on here are actually MCAs, and they just won World Time Attack again. That's why another reason why I'm running Australian brakes, man. Them Australians. My head? Yeah. Actually, I have a very small head.
Yeah.
Ladies.
We've proven that with the hat. With the
Doesn't
hat
really
trick.
work, does it? It's been a long time since we've really done any car content at all.
Yeah. We did some stuff.
Okay, we just gotta slowly see what happens with the brakes. Okay, well I pushed the brakes and we slow down.
Yeah, we
so
stopped.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're working.
So what you gotta do to burnish your brakes or bed them in is get them nice and hot and apply them a few times and then let them cool off and do it a few times. So I get going a little faster. I can't see over the corners on my way right here. I don't know what that was. And then brake. Oh my god, let you get clear. Woo!
Oh my god.
Let me do it again. And then brake. Oh my god! They start to grab. Holy shit.
Wow.
They do burn. They do like grab fast. Even when they're new.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That was an amazing bite.
We're gonna do it again when we're here. Oh my god! ABS kicked in on that one. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going downhill. We're gonna do it again. Oh, I can smell them now. Good. Oh. It's like your head's.
Yeah. Oh god.
Okay, now we'll let them cool off. Smell them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta let them get nice and hot, and now we gotta cool them off.
For 15 minutes?
No. Once we do the initial cool down, we need to cool them off to about 15 minutes before we park the car. want the pad to stop on the rotor in any one spot.
Gotcha.
So we need to do like what I just did, like 4 more times.
Okay.
So we're gonna be making a loop here, and then we'll just be doing everything we can to avoid touching the brakes to let them cool off.
Gotcha.
I'm certainly not gonna stop with my foot on the brake. Like I would pull the e-brake a little bit, because remember that's a drum brake. That doesn't squeeze the caliper in the back.
This is so much fun. I knew it stopped. Oh my god.
People forget about how much fun brakes can be.
I feel like you need harnesses at this point.
I know, right? You're coming out of your seat.
I know. I mean, I can't brace for it any better when I'm holding the camera.
I know.
So it's like just using the air and whatever strength I have in my core.
See, I'm barely touching the ground. They're stopping. So yeah, we just keep doing that because what we're doing is we're applying a transfer layer to the rotor. And the way you get the best braking is you get a pad layer transferred to your rotor, and then that's what actually gives you the braking power.
We're done.
Yeah, so come on down here. We'll take a look. You see how there's like a purple layer on there? I don't know how well you can see that. Is it picking it up, Nick?
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
So there's like a purple layer on there. That's us getting the good transfer layer, the first transfer layer on the brakes. We got them nice and smelly, nice and hot. And then we let them cool down, and that's what it looks like now with the pad material transferred, which gives us a good bedding process. A lot of people will just change their pads and their rotors and go out and drive normal, and they don't properly bed them. All pads have to be bedded. So that actually looks pretty good. And I like the way the two-piece rotors look. Now we can park hard. Yeah. This is not normal content, but this is another thing I'm passionate about. So if you like the car stuff, let me know if you want to see more, and we'll bring it on. I know I have the second channel, but we'll mix it in with the main channel here too. This is another huge passion of mine, and hey, it involves computers. We were running around earlier with a laptop logging, logging the car for our tune we're prepping for. So, all right guys, thanks for watching. As always, we'll see you in the next one.